that I. Okay. So let's start with the open action items. Okay. I will share my screen. So the first one, Thomas is not here. The 429 was Thomas to develop methodology for food farming green in space in the living in space committee. Okay. I have changed the deadline because we have to give time to do that. So now it's 31 of December. Then I have to provide a list of maximum 10 utopian authors and possibly their relevant concepts, submitting it to Marie-Louise Poiser, December 31. Marie-Louise and DI is the Irtenkauf. Let me remember his name. Dominic Irtenkauf, to explore the possibility to prepare a workshop on horror vacui. Okay. Horror vacui is the fear of the vacuum. So what other people call looking outside Earth in space, not looking down to Earth, but looking outside to space, and experimented some kind of yeah. This may yeah. Okay, we have to finalize our agreement with MMAAS, RLS, that Susan already sent a draft NDA. Well, she sent two NDAs. So one is simple, generic NDA, and the other one is a not only an NDA, but a kind of memorandum of understanding, because it mentions several projects and activities. Therefore, I will propose to split two documents. One is the NDA, normal thing to be signed between two organizations, and the other one is a memorandum of understanding detailing what we want to do together. Then Marie-Louise and the co-chair of the Space Philosophy Committee.
He's called Michael Schumann.
Yeah, Michael Schumann, yes. Have to prepare a methodology statement for the Space Philosophy Committee before 15th of February 2024. And Marie-Louise has to define a date for the lecture on space philosophy. And the date should be defined before 30th of November. And Marie-Louise, Thomas, Matula, and Ghanim to conceive a competition for graphic works on the theme of the Space 18 SDG. This was initiated maybe 1 or 2 months ago, but there wasn't any follow-up. If not that, in these days, I am exchanging emails with Arno Grings. Arno something like Green, but it's not Green. He's an artist too, and he's a new member of SRI. And he said that he will try to make a picture for the Space 18 SDG. And it's a pity that no one else of our artists replied to the call, because I reiterated the call maybe 1 week ago on the space art chapter, but nobody replied. So these are the open action items. I don't know if anybody wants to add something about some of these action items. Okay, nothing to say, but let's. Oh, Jerry Stone is here. Hello, Jerry.
Hi there. Sorry I'm a bit late. Got tied up with something.
Okay, good. Good that you're here. No, we just initiated the meeting, reviewing the action items that are open. We have Celia also. Hello, Celia. Hi, Celia. I see you, but I don't hear you. Okay.
Hello.
Hi, Celia.
I still on the plane.
Still on the plane.
Look
Okay.
at this. Okay. I can
Okay.
hear you.
Don't fly
Okay.
away. Don't fly
Oh, no.
away all the time.
No. Thank you. I'm
Okay.
on.
Good. So we were just reviewing our open action items, and I think there is one that that could involve you, because it is the first one, the 429. It is for Thomas Matula, that should develop a methodology for food farming greening space in the Living and in Space Committee. Yes, Tom, he cannot be with us today because he is traveling. However, he will see the record and the minutes of meeting. Therefore, I think he can take note of this open action item. And maybe, Celia, since you are in the same in the same committee, you can maybe remember it to him and yeah, try to work together.
Okay.
Okay, good.
I'm thinking I'm in the committee with Susan. No, in the.
Yes,
But
yes.
I'm not sure if I was. Okay, I need to check it. Okay, I will check it. Yeah.
Oh, great. Thank you very much. So, okay, this was the first point, open action items. Then, various papers, work in progress. So, the main paper we have now in progress is our position paper on the criticalities of this period before 2030. And yes, my fault. I only recently added a few days ago Wes to as a possible co-author, because this position paper has a chapter on space law, and it is very much important that you can maybe add something, or at least check what we are writing, and propose to change something or to add something and so on. But not only on space law, of course, on the wall paper. So the scope of this paper is to yeah, to make a kind of midterm reposition between two congresses, between the third Congress that we made in 2021 and the fourth Congress that we will make in 26.
Okay.
Hello.
But I send Matula an article, I think. some ideas, but he never answered about to
Okay.
my article. I don't know. Okay, I need to check it. I need to write down again, or maybe I did something wrong. Okay. Now everybody's jumping. I
Great.
can. I'm not speaking now. I'm listening only. Okay.
Okay, good. So, okay, so this position paper is a paper of the board of SRI, and we are making this because we are in now in 2003, almost in 2004. So we are midway between the two congresses, the 2021 Congress and the 2026 Congress. Anyone of us that want to be added to the co-authors, please do it. Of course, it is open to all of our board members and not only the academy members. So if somebody wants to join and contribute, just tell it and I will add in the mailing list of the position paper. So just to let you know, the paper is now in advanced status. Let me say it is about 70%. So you can see here the co-authors, myself, Bernard, Werner, Thomas, Amalie Sinclair, Jerry Stone, Alberto Cavallo, and Marie-Louise Oiser. And of course, if somebody here wants to, why is not, Wes is not mentioned? Wes Fayers.
But I'm able to make edits now on the drive. Am I right?
Yeah, well, I prefer to work on the Word file, because if we work on the drive, all the formats will be changed. The titles will lose the progression and a lot of strange things. So it's better to work on the last version that is delivered to the authors. Ghanim, maybe you want to be co-author too.
And I'm thinking, of course, on how to contribute. I will have a more detailed look on the paper. And if I have any contribution, of course, I would love to.
Okay. So I just want to let you give a look to the index of the paper. First the main structure. Okay, we have the premises, then the 20th century socioeconomic paradigm, and yeah, I know it's too small because the index it doesn't change the dimension. MR robotic space development, space philosophy, and a modern space future. These are the main chapters, let me say. Okay, in the first chapter we have colonization and colonialism, space settlement versus a space new colonialism, civilian-led space development and civilization expansion into outer space as strategic priority, lessons learned by Elon Musk work with the technologies we have, making them better. Astropolitics, if the expansion will be led by national powers. And the customs clearance of space development as a key factor of sustainability in United Nations, the Space 18 SDG. Then a space law to support and facilitate a civilian space development. Then MR robotic space development is made of two points. MR robotic space development evaluation thwarted by cowardice and greed. Evolution thwarted by cowardice and greed. and using artificial intelligence as a tool versus being used by it. Then space philosophy, survival of civilization and human species at risk, a cosmic universal ecology, science versus an earth-bounded blind ecologies. The Great Earth, a universal development in the solar system, and avoiding confusion between science fiction and today's feasible projects. And in the modern space futurism, looking at the future and the present, lessons from former futurists, and the 21st century vanguard movement for a manifesto of the space expansionist movement. So these are the titles. Many of these paragraphs are already written and also edited, because Amalie Sinclair is making a very meticulous revision on the. Today I added these two small paragraphs where I think it's useful to focus better on what is the scope, because sometimes we see that some arguments that are not priority are developed very much, and some priority arguments are still too small. So I say that without neglecting some relevant space activities such as Earth observation and other activities based on satellite technologies, this paper is mainly focused on the urgent kickoff of civilian space development and the many criticalities that might prevent such an epochal process from taking off before 2030. All of the terms discussed in this paper are analyzed in relation to their criticality in relation to such a process. On some other terms also relevant to the current critical age, such as artificial intelligence, wars, space security, and space weaponization, short consideration are added to this paper. SRI will probably develop specific position papers dedicated to these themes in view of the SRI Fourth Congress in 2026. This was just to refocus the scope of this paper, that of course is not to take position on everything of the space matters, but just on some relevant points, like the one that we tried to put in the index main titles.
Adriano,
Yes.
just to make a point, item 2.5, astropolitics.
Yes.
If the expansion will be led by national powers, shouldn't we have another session if the expansion is not led by national powers? In other words,
well, this was a title to allow Alberto to develop his point, because this is Alberto Cavallo, what he's studying and developing, and so he also held a very good webinar on astropolitics. Therefore, this is the title that I put, but maybe he will change it.
Because I'm wondering that now an awful lot of space activity is not being conducted by national powers or on behalf of national powers. It is private industry carrying this out.
Yes.
And for something like large-scale space habitats, that probably will not be carried out by national powers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So you are arguing that this could be a problem?
Well, I just wonder if people will look at that, and the obvious thing that comes to mind is, suppose that if they're not led by national powers, then what are you saying to us? So I think we should have some content addressing that as an alternative.
No, but look, Alberto doesn't put it doesn't put out a criticism to this concept of astropolitics. he is analyzing it from a quite a neutral point of view. He makes a comparison with a couple of centuries ago, with the development of the commercial and not only commercial imperialism.
Well, but back then, colonialism and so forth was all carried out on behalf of national powers. So that's fair enough then.
However, Jerry, you are one of the co-authors, so if you want to write something on that, please do it.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Okay, no, thanks. So you don't need to thank me. Of course, all of us can write propose arguments and
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so this what I was saying, don't remember. Okay. I think yeah, the space law is quite important point, and I think the main things we should try to develop our position is about orbital debris and the possible salvage concept derived from maritime law, and the property of territory and resources on celestial bodies. These are the two main points.
That's that second, but that's where I've got a lot to add there. That's my main focus on specifically that second part.
Yeah.
Now that I'm looking at it, I'll have some significant updates for that section now that I can do it.
Yeah, good. And then, okay, also other fields can be also covered by space law, including the upgrade of space-enabled sensors such as international cyberspace assurance and the nuclear monitor, and the space-based observation and global security. These are points that were added by Amelie. And in my opinion, yes, we can talk about make maybe some small considerations about that these points, but our main focus are orbital debris and property, territory and resources, trying to have a clear position, even if clear but open, of course, because we cannot say, yeah, I try to argument something. This is my new paragraph that I wrote just today about a methodology indication that is to promote the framework agreements for resource utilization and space governance, taking the example of the Artemis Accords on one side, and of the International Lunar Research Station initiated by China and Russia on the other side. So to the Artemis Accords, already 33 countries have signed, and 8 countries have signed to the IRRS. So my proposal is that these agreements are a transitionary step, trying to go over the Outer Space Treaty, but not putting any strict rule, any limits to the initiative. And these agreements are tentative to work together, several countries, allowing enterprises, commercial enterprises, to go there and work on the moon. and start mining and start building infrastructure and so on. So
you're picking, so you've picked some elements out of some of these agreements that that you think that should be included in any future in the future in any like future structure. This is a list of best practices derived from each one of those.
Yes, what I have seen, I didn't read the whole document, but having a look at the scope and purpose of the Artemis Agreement, I see several words that are interesting and can be shared. The first thing, they use the word civil development several times. The word civil is present in the whole document of the Artemis Accords. They also are based on the best practices. So to base something on the best practices, it means to learn. It means not try to put preliminary rules, but to say, let's go together, let's collaborate, let's try to do things in a reasonable way and learn by best practices. And when we can identify some best practices, we can try to standardize them and to bring best practices to be part of a new space law system. I read it in this way. So nominally, I think it's not bad. Then, of course, it depends how it will be developed in reality. We know that all the declarations, statements are always very fair, and then in the reality, they practice in another way. So we don't know.
Yeah, I think it's important to highlight some worst practices that have been done in the past.
Exactly. But yes, what I just want to read this because it expresses better what I mean. The theme of property and rights of exploiting of extraterrestrial resources cannot be solved by any global set of rules claiming to cover all the future hypothetical real cases. Outer space is an unknown territory from an anthropological point of view, and trying to overrule it in total anticipation could only result in obstacles to development, invalidation of investments, and discouragement of many progressive undertakings. Yet, it is not recommendable to simply delegate 100% of the new space law to the jurisprudence following the various litigation that will arise from real cases. What can be done then? Space law might work on a methodology base, monitoring the best practices while they are developing, and learn from laws ruling Earth's environments that present similitudes with the outer space environment, like the maritime law. This is the point where geopolitics, or better, astropolitics, meets space law. The Outer Space Treaty is clearly outdated and cannot cover the geolunar industrialization, which is a great social process that will ignite, however, should no overwhelming crisis prevent it. Later, the matter can be delivered to the UN, trying to get a global consensus of the General Assembly over the best modalities to conduct such a process. While new human missions to the moon are approaching and the perspective of a cislunar economy is becoming more and more real, some agreements are rising on Earth to allow countries to work together and to pursue the project of developing a lunar industry and economy. Inevitably, the human movement to the moon will be initiated by two or more coalitions of countries. One such cluster is represented by the Artemis Accords, a framework agreement initiated by the US and signed now by 33 countries. The mission statement of the agreement recites principles for cooperation in the civil exploration and use of the moon, Mars, comets, and asteroids for peaceful purposes. Worth to note that this mission statement mentions peaceful purposes, the scope of COPUS, and civil exploration and use, recalling civilian space development, a concept that during the last years has gained momentum inside the space community, at least. So, yeah, this is more or less the argument that I put together trying to see the positive aspects so far, at least, of the framework agreements. Then I think this is a discussion for the Space Law Committee more than, but I just wanted to introduce it because I think it's an important thing that we have to develop.
Yeah, well, sorry, we could talk more about that for sure tomorrow. So I got some. Well, I don't want to take up too much time adding my points to it today, but I'll put that on the. I'll put that on my agenda for tomorrow.
Yeah. Also, yeah. Of course, if you want to
Yep.
to write, is even better. Yeah. And
Where can I find this? I keep losing my link for this. Where can I find the updated document?
Oh no. Okay. This document is not. This is the version 3.4 that I didn't share it so far. But I will do it just at the end of this meeting, because it is not complete with all what I wanted to add.
Okay.
But however, I will share it in any case, because so we can work on it. Okay, then I have added a space salvage entity for orbital debris recovery and reuse, taking the point from the NSS position paper of 2019 that is talking about this concept, space salvage entity, and this point was also retaken by myself and Alfred Ansaldua in the paper on orbital debris that we presented at IAC 74 in Baku. Yeah, and then we have other points on space law supporting human rights, the UNUSA and CAPO's insufficient budget, because yeah, Amalie Sinclair discovered that CAPOS only has 10 million a year to make its job, and that's really very low budget. And okay, then yeah, robotic the space development and artificial intelligence is another very controversial point that I tried to write something on that, but I also recommend that we don't write too much in this paper about artificial intelligence, because we can develop a dedicated position paper on this point. So probably there is already too much on this point inside. So we try to cut something. And then, okay, the global crisis and the growth strategy, the two main threats to the survival of civilization. This is about the civilization risk, the main risk of a closed world future, and so on. This is retaking the arguments of our thesis, our Congress thesis, and developing a little bit more. So yeah, I know this document is ending to be an update of our Congress thesis. It is not different from the Congress thesis, but it elaborates more on that part. Yeah. Okay. So, well. And yeah, at the end, the futurism. Yeah, still waiting for Marie-Louise, because she proposed to add a point on a modern space futurism, and therefore I put my thought about futurism, okay, but also presentist vision, because the future that was promised to us for many years, we need now that future. and not in the future. Therefore, yes. Then something is worth to say about the former futurists, because for the futurist movement of the past century was definitely a great movement, because it was promoting the progress. It was promoting the machine, the technology, and the technological development, and all these kind of things. But we cannot hide that was also promoting militarism, patriotism, nationalism, and the destructive gesture of the wars, only hygiene of the world. And of course, this kind of concept cannot be shared in a humanist vision. And this was also the reason why, at a certain point, the Russian futurists splitted from the Italian movement of Marinetti, because Marinetti was compromised with the fascist regime. But however, if we see the futurism as an artistic movement, then you cannot criticize it from a political point of view, because what I think is that artists should be free, and one should only assess the art, and not if they are sharing these or these other political concept. But futurism was not only an artist movement; it was also a political movement. And if you see the political movement, then of course is a compromission with a despotic authoritarian regime cannot be approved, cannot be reproposed as a positive value. By the way, at the end, as a certain reference to the futurism of 1 century ago is necessary, because just about the concept of innovation, of supporting the progress, the technological progress, and so on. Okay, this, of course, this is my idea that I wrote something here, and I believe Marie-Louise could be in agreement on some, and maybe not in agreement on other things. But however, okay, let's see what this chapter on modern space futurism can become. These are only the very few initial concepts. Good. I realized that I took too much time on this paper, but however, this is our main effort, development effort in this month. We hope to have it ready for the end of the year, 31 of December. And okay, so we are working, dedicating many hours to this thing. Okay, but we don't have. Okay. So my proposal, my recommendation is that we don't try to make more than one paper at a time, because believe me, it takes a lot of hours to develop, and we have many other duties to develop, and therefore, even if we have some other things in our drawer that needs to be initiated, I propose that these things will have to wait until we have delivered this position paper. So the other things that we have in the drawer, let's try to rewrite them here, because it's always easy to forget. So one is the master plan for space settlement. right, Werner?
Yes, it's
Okay,
my
so-
idea to develop such a master plan because it can help us to get a strategic paper for our for
Yes.
what we're doing.
Yes. By the way, I have made a quick search and I have noticed that the National Space Society developed something like that. It's very detailed, very interesting, and for sure we will have to take knowledge of that in order not to repeat some work that was already made if we share it, and in order to criticize it and add other things if we only partially share it or don't share it at all. But however, check the NSS master plan is important. Then we mentioned today we could maybe think about a position paper on artificial intelligence and robotic space exploration. Or okay, then we will find the better titles. However, this is the concept. Then what else? Other paper.
We already have one on the 18th SDG, so that's already been done.
Okay, on the 18 SDG, we have yeah, you're right. We don't have very much written so far. We just have an abstract that is on our website. And for sure, all of you have seen it, but if not, I will show it now. Just a moment. Come on. Okay, so this page is everything what we wrote so far about the 18 SDG. Of course, it will be worth to elaborate on it and prepare a position paper. Right. I agree. And this, yeah, this should be seen from the legal point of view, from the philosophical point of view, from the sociological, anthropological. Yeah, I think it's correct. It's a good idea. It's a good idea. But I think that maybe we had something else that now I don't remember.
I think it was the webinar which I have proposed at our last meeting or at one of our last meetings about an industrial plant in the Lagrange point.
Yes, this is yes, good. Exactly. It was that I was not remembering. Okay. And industrial plant in L5.
L5, L4, or L1.
Yeah.
We can do it in every Lagrangian point of the Earth-Moon system.
Yeah. Of course, these are works for 2024.
Yeah,
I believe that maybe no, I was thinking if yeah, the position paper, the midterm position paper, of course, need to be developed by let me say the whole of our academy and board, because it's a general paper, general of the regarding the civilization status and so on. Some of these papers could maybe be developed by committee. The master plan for space settlement could be the space habitats. Committee. This one could be led by the Space Law Committee. And this one from the TMI or the N committee.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean that the co-authors should be only of each committee. So each one of us can be co-author, but let me say the lead responsibility could be assigned to the chair of these committees. So this one to Jerry and Werner. This one to Wes there, and Dennis O'Brien. This one to Werner. And yeah, artificial intelligence and robotic space exploration. I think it cannot be assigned to a single committee because
It is a philosophical question as well as a technical question.
sorry, can you repeat?
I think it is a philosophical question as well as a
Yes. Mainly a philosophy, for space philosophy, maybe.
Yeah.
So, Marie-Louise. Okay. We have got a good number of action items, of new action items. Excellent. Then we have various, okay, nothing else about this? Papers and work in progress? Okay, let's go ahead. Various conferences and workshops in progress by ESA Academy committees. First of all, we have the Target Young Generation workshop. How it is called now, Ghanim International?
Well, I think we should make some brainstorming for the exact name. Yeah, so I'm not sure actually.
However, the last name was international something, right? Let's see.
Okay.
Let me see. Team, no. Volunteer. Sorry, did this. Oh shit. Team volunteer application, but this is not. Nah. No, we don't have the name of the.
Because
Okay, it's on WhatsApp. It is on WhatsApp. Yeah.
we didn't specifically agree on a name. That's why it's not there. But yeah, we have to think about it.
Expanding humanity into space international cooperation JOUT event.
Okay.
This is the name, and let's take this name by now.
Okay. Yeah.
Expanding humanity into space international cooperation JOUT event. Yeah, I think this title doesn't express exactly what we want to do, because
Very generic. Yeah, very general.
yeah, okay, but however, this is what we are talking about. So let me say that then Ghanim will tell us more what they are doing. But Ghanim was able to put together a small team, grouping 3-4 person, maybe 5.
3. Yeah, I am the 4th. So in total, we are 4 now.
Yeah. So they are volunteers by SRI. Eugenia Agalio is our member, and Maria Mozarkel too. And then we have another girl from SGAC, right?
Yes, her name is Dalia.
Dalia, yes, okay. So they are working to make a no. I think some designers of the company of Ghanim,
Yes.
ASCI, made a kind of locandina of the event, and Eugenia is working to organize publications on some platforms, social networks like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Today I had a short meeting with Eugenia, and I gave her our case to post on Twitter, on Instagram, and LinkedIn and Facebook. Therefore, she will be able to manage our campaign on these platforms. The draft date for this event by now, but is a very draft date. Probably it will be earlier, but so far Ghanim, you may also see that I improved the appearance of the menu, because it was not visible before on the homepage of the Agora. Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, we have a form to recruit other team volunteer for that organizing teams. And we have a page explaining what is the event. Okay, so this is what we have so far. The date, yes, I was thinking about the date. I'm sorry, but I'm working.
I think the draft date is going to be the 6th of October, 2024.
Yes, it was the 16th, maybe the 16th of October. Yes. The calendar, no, the calendar is too many things.
16th of October is the middle of the IAF conference.
No, the IAF is
It's the 14th.
Is the 14th of September to the 1st of October.
Oh, sorry, that's 75 you've got. Oh, no.
IAC 75.
The 75th IAC conference, which is due to be held the 14th to the 18th of October.
No. This is 2000. Okay. IAC 75 is 2024, next year in Milan.
Yes, that's
And
what I'm referring to.
14th of September to 1st of October.
All right, let me check again.
Did they have changed it? Let me check. Oh, you're right.
Mm.
It was different. It was different. Okay, so we have to change. We have to change, maybe to go earlier, Ghanim. What do you think?
I think we have to make it earlier, yes.
The
thing is, our main focus is in two directions. The first, we need to have more members, and this is by spreading the call. We will share it with the different networks, universities. I will send an email to Bernard because he's in touch with students almost daily. So I think it's going to be very helpful. The other point is to have the webinars by the mentors. So in a previous email, I informed everyone that instead of having the educational material to be written in PDF files, it seems to be more helpful or easier to have webinars. And we record those webinars so that during the event, participating teams will just watch the recordings.
So, okay, Ghanim, what we need is a complete calendar of the webinars, of the deadlines for application presentation, and everything. And I think you have to decide the calendar together with your team. The webinars can take place in the first months of next year, from January, February, March, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to put a deadline for the applications and the date. Okay, so the date. Let's think about the date of the event. Can be. So just a moment, one thing at a time, or we make confusion. Decide the whole calendar, including webinars, deadline, applications, and event date. Okay. So having seen that IAC is from 14 to 18 of October, yes, right. Our date could be, let's check, let's open the calendar, the Google Calendar. Let's see, Google Calendar. Google Calendar. Okay. So September, we could even use some dates in September. What do you think?
Yes, I think September is a good time because August is the holidays. So let's have it in September. For example, Friday 13th, Saturday 14th, and Sunday 15th. Of course, this is just draft.
30. So you said?
Yeah, the 13th.
From Friday to Sunday.
Yes. This is draft. I will discuss it with the team. It might change, but yeah.
Okay, let's see. So event date. 13 to 15. 13, 15 September 2024. Okay. Then, okay, let's make like that. Going back. How much time do you need to evaluate all the application and to choose who should be accepted and who will not be accepted?
I would say 1 week will be sufficient for that. So I also mentioned this in the proposal. So we will select the applications, and then after that, we will need about 1 week. And then after that, we will give like 2 weeks to 3 weeks for the participating teams to read the educational material. And this, in our case now, it will be recorded videos. So they will just watch the recording videos for 2 weeks. And then after that, we can start the event.
Okay, so
so the deadline for the application, say 3 weeks before the 13th.
Yeah, no, make even before, because you have also to allow the participant to organize their travel and all that kind of
It will
thing.
be online, fully online, actually.
It will be online. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So the deadline could be end of August.
Well,
31, August 31.
again, you have to allow for people being on holiday.
Yeah. So Jerry, you suggest not to make it in August?
I would go for the end of July.
End of July. Okay.
As a deadline.
July 31.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Wednesday. Yeah.
Okay. Deadline. So, okay, what before that? You have to publish the call.
The call for participating teams, yes.
Call for participation online.
Yes. It will be comfortable to have it 2 months before the deadline. So let's say 1st of June.
Why so late? Do you really need all of these months to prepare the call?
If people are preparing things from scratch, yes.
Yes,
We will need,
the call is a text, a text and a nice picture.
yeah. Honestly, I'm not sure because I don't know how many webinars actually are we going to take to do the webinars until April.
Well, I think all of our lecturers. So how many we are? Five lecturers. Myself, Jerry, Werner, and Marie-Louise, and Bernard,
And Celia.
and Celia. So 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
6. So 6, and we will do it in a bi-weekly manner. So this is 12 months.
We want to do 2 webinars per month.
2 webinars per month. Yeah. So this is, I mean, 12
Okay.
weeks.
So let's say February, March, and April. If we don't want to make two webinars in January. No, let's start in February. I think. What do you think?
Yes. Let's
Because
yeah.
lecturers should have time to prepare their lecture.
Mm.
Yes.
Okay. So February. Webinars. February to April.
Okay.
2 per month.
Yeah. So whenever we are ready with the webinars now, with the recorded lectures, then we will be ready to do the call for the teams.
So end of April.
End of April, yes. Yeah.
I think we okay. We have the calendar.
Yes.
But when you will be starting the campaign?
Which campaign? The call for participating teams?
No. The spreading the word and asking people to
I am now waiting for the social media post to be posted, and then after that I will just send it to everyone.
So would it be better to have, however, a preliminary manifestation of interest, a kind of pre-registration?
Well, first I would like.
I tell you why. If you start campaigning for that, people will read. Maybe someone will be interested and will check where should I apply? Where can I do it? But the call is not open because it will open 30th of April. So if you don't want to lose these people that will be interested by the campaign, and also in each webinar, you will repeat the call to the people to join and etc. etc. Therefore, or you open the call in January, you open the call when you start the campaign. This is a possibility. Or you give to the people some way to pre-register, to say, okay, I'm interested. So you get their email and you can write to them and you can invite them to all the webinars, and so on?
I think it's a good idea to do some kind of pre-registration, but not to open the call, because in the end of the day, I still lack a lot of team members. I don't have someone to deal with the delegates, with the applications. I don't have someone to deal with the logistics for the sponsorship. I still lack a lot of organizing team members. So yeah.
Are you sure you have 5 people? You have 5 people. So I understood that Eugenia is working on the social networks. What are Maria, Dalia, and who is the other one? I don't remember. What are they doing?
Maria. Well, do you know Eugenia? Well, they are all volunteers, and since 2 weeks now, we wanted to have an Instagram account, and it's just happening. Maybe it didn't happen until now. If you know, so it's difficult. It's not easy. Maria is busy, and also Dalia. I was asking a lot of tasks, and none of it was done. So that's why it's important to have more team members so we can organize. That's my point. We need to communicate with sponsors. We need to have people who will deal with the logistics. We need to have people, and I can't do that by myself.
Yes, I understand you very well, because these are all things that I am doing myself in Space Renaissance. Excellent. I am very familiar with this problem. So if you succeed organizing this thing and recruiting a team, then I will hire you to organize SI. Consider a test. Consider it a test. Okay, good. Now, without joking, yes, we need something like that in SI, of course, and some of those things I am also trying to to talk about in our next point, general methodology. However, okay, so pre-registration.
Pre-registration is a good idea, yes. So it's going to be very simple. We will just collect emails, contacts for those who are interested. And when we open the real call, then we can contact them to apply.
Exactly. But yeah, tomorrow, please send me exactly which data you want to collect and how the form should be made. Okay, so I will do it. It's not a big work to do it. Okay. Pre-registration form, let's say we will do it next week. End of November. Good. Anything else about this point?
I think that's it. That's it for now.
Good. So, general methodology. This point is about our laboratory, Space Development Laboratory, and the committees, and not only, also the Space Philosophy Laboratory is about the academy work. So all of our committees. My ideas is that each committee should become more autonomous. We should try to standardize the best practices. We have to take care of minutes of meetings and action items maintenance. To follow our programs, when we define a program, we have to check it periodically and to see the advance of the program. each committee to prepare virtual conferences, inviting others, IAF, etc., and reporting to the board. So, what does it mean, reporting to the board? When we are holding this kind of meetings of the chairs of the committees in order to organize the general work of our committees. And let me say, many of the chairs of our committees are also in the board of SRI, but not all the chairs are in the board. Therefore, the board needs to know what we are doing, what the academy and the committees are doing in a synthetic form, let me say. No? So that means that each committee should somehow prepare the report to be given to the board at the next board meeting. We are trying to make less board meetings.
When is the next one?
Sorry?
When is the next one?
Next one is in 2 days, the 30th of November. 30th of November.
So that's one day after the, so we'll have to pull together a report after the meeting of the Space Law Committee tomorrow.
Yes. But okay, it's only a report about what the committees are doing, and if we want, each committee should know if the committee want to ask the board for some decision, proposing some decision. So it can be the report to the board is made of two things, basically. One is what the heck the committee is doing. And second, if the committee has something that require a voting, a decision by the board, is two things. I don't believe that so far we have any committee has something to ask for decision to the board. So it will only be a report of what we are doing in a concise form, and just to let the board know, and of course to be open to the comments of the president and of other board members that could say, look, this committee is doing this excellent thing, but she can also do these other things. Proposals,
Is there any standardized format for these reports, or is it just done during the meetings?
No. It's something, listen, these are all ideas that came to my mind trying to organize the work, because the goal is to decrease the number of meetings, because it's better to have few meetings where we decide things, and then the rest of the time can be used to work, than to have continuous meetings where we talk blah 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 blah, and the works at the same time the works are not done, and the action items remain open and nobody take care of the action items and so on. So we have to try to step forward in a better methodology, better practice of our work. So ideal now the board is for 2024. The SRI board will meet 3 times. Ideally, it would be better to meet 2 times, each 6 months. Because if the committees make their work, the board doesn't need to meet so many times. Yeah, maybe there could be some necessity for extraordinary meeting because we have to decide something. I don't know, participation to IAF Congress, having a booth or not, and things like that, approve an expense or something like that. But the normal meetings of the board should be no more than two per year, 2 meetings per year. for 2024, I thought it was better to keep three meetings because all the machine is not already working, or it's trying to start the machine to bootstrap the machine to be working in this way. But we have to progress on this part. So what does it mean each committee be more autonomous? As our youngest member, Ghanim Alotaibi, wisely taught to us, he cannot do everything alone. And the same thing, Adriano cannot do everything alone. That means that as a minimum, really minimum, each chair of each committee should take care of the minutes of the meeting and the action items. This is the minimum, because so far I made all the minutes of the meetings and took care of all the action items. Well, took care is a big word because many times I also forgot about the action items and reopened them only after or just before the next meeting. This is not good. Action items should be monitored. I wouldn't say each week, but let's say each 2 weeks, and to see, oh my God, that deadline is next in 2 days. Who should do it? Is Werner. So let's write to Werner an email to recall him that to remind that this is an action item for him. So this is the work of a chair. Of course, it's not the only work of a chair, because a chair should also think about the address of the development, the arguments, the topics, and many other things, and to contacts, to try to bring other members in the committee. These kind of things are the work of a chair. But for sure, what is very much needed by myself is that each chair take care of action items and minutes of the meeting. The minutes of the meeting should be made the day after the meeting, because if we don't do it the day after, it will be forgot. This is my experience, and I think anybody who was a project manager in his or her own job knows that the minutes of the meeting should be made immediately after the meeting. Otherwise, it will pass in cavalry. And okay, we do it tomorrow. Tomorrow. And at a certain point, tomorrow is never coming. Okay, this is the point. How to do the minutes of the meeting? I think everybody knows it, because we have a standard format. It is, let me open the Google Drive. Well, I'm sorry, I should have prepared this thing before, but I didn't. Standards. Oh, okay. So okay, this is the standard. Can be downloaded and used. Where are the standard? The standard are here. Just a moment to share. Anyone with the link, copy link. And I put it here in the chat. Okay. The action items. Action items are all maintained in the board of directors dashboard. This page is the page of the action item. So I don't know if all of us are familiar with Excel, working with the indexes, sorry. Filters, the filters, okay? Everybody familiar with that? Or should I have a small, very small tutorial? It's enough that one is not familiar, that I will explain it. So don't be shy. If anybody is not familiar with Excel, just say it. And okay, I will make a little thing. So in Excel, and this is not Excel, but is similar to Excel because it's the Google spreadsheet. You have the possibility to create a filter. Okay. So when you click here on this icon, remove filter, or if you select the first row, of course, the hidden row, you can create a filter. When you see that these small triangles are appearing, it means that you have created a filter. The filter allows you to filter the records. So you can clear everything and only take your the committee of which you are interested to. For instance, SR Academy chairs. Okay. So if we clear everything and only choose SR Academy chairs, we only get the action items of our committee. Okay. The same thing you can do with any other committee, of course. So clear everything again and take the space law. Okay. These are the space law. All action items are done. So tomorrow we will not have to review open action items. Okay, so we can select what we need, academic chairs. Now, here we are seeing the open and the closed action items. Now we want to see only the open one. Clear everything and select only the open. Magically, we only see the open action items. As you see, we had other action items that I didn't mention before. But okay, I will see it. Maybe some of these are already closed, and I didn't close them. Yes, this is closed. This is closed. This is also closed. I don't know if the rough methodology is made or not, for the target young generation. Issue 2023 meetings, of course, is closed. Calendar Living in Space Committee. This is okay, 2023 is closed. Near future narrative 2023, the year is closed. And this is also closed. Okay, so when an action item is closed, we change the color of the road. And we write done in the status column. Okay. So now, if we check again only the open, we will see only the open action items. Everything clear? Okay. Let's think it is clear. This page, I will put it here in the chat. Why I cannot open it? Okay, it's here. So my recommendation: these two links that I have posted in the chat, please copy them and bookmark them, because this is the way that you will always. So how can you bookmark? You open your Google Chrome browser. You put the link in the address field. Go there and then add it to the bookmarks. Is there anybody that doesn't know how to put an address in the bookmarks? Okay.
Also, my attention now is for the whole day, but I think we need to try. But now it's difficult when we don't have the situation. I think I will try tomorrow.
Okay.
And see what happens, and then ask you if I cannot find.
Okay.
But I think should be not so difficult, no?
Yes, Celia, this is the correct way to do.
I have no idea. I have no idea, but I'm
Okay.
getting distressed.
However, this is the way that everybody should do. Just take in the chat that link that I posted in the chat, put it in the field of the links on your browser, and go there. And then you will have the possibility to add it to. Yeah, I see that some of you are already there. Okay, excellent. However, to put it in the bookmarks, it's enough to do that, to select the small icon here and drag it to where you want to put it in the bookmarks. Of course, you have to show the bar of the bookmarks on your browser. It is an option. You can show it or hide it. If you show it, you have the possibility to create different libraries to host your bookmarks. So when you look for something, you know where to look. Now, don't take me as an example because I have too many things, but you can also have less things inside each. And to create libraries is very easy. You right-click on the bookmarks bar, and you click on Add a directory, add a library, or add a page. Okay. Good. No, I'm sorry. I know it is boring, but I know that many times the things are not made because we are missing some know-how capabilities, because not all of us are were software engineers in their life. So many of us don't know even simple things that us crazy softwareists know, because it was our work. Okay, so going back. Okay, standardizing best practices. I think that we have some committees that made very good, are making a very good work in these weeks and months. And one is the Target Young Generation that is preparing their workshop. Another one is the Transport, Mining, Industry, and Orbital Debris and NEOS committee that is working for a virtual conference. And the Space Law Committee is also working to clear some important arguments, and so on. Some other committees are a little bit, let me say, later in their works. The Living in Space, for instance, even doesn't have a methodology so far, but I think they are working on that. Thomas and Celia and Susan working together for that. And we
Adriano?
Yes, Susan?
Susan here. Sorry, I'm actually out in the desert here. We have another mission coming up this weekend, but I'm definitely interested in, probably after this mission, which is going to last 2 weeks out here, I can start working on this. My area I'm really interested in developing with you and SRI is in the space medicine, medical technology area. So I will start working on that. I've just been crazy busy with these missions, and I could see an action item to talk with you with regards to getting that NDA and getting the MOU with MR. So these are things that I am going to start and definitely be able to curate some space medicine, medical technology workshop virtually as well as in person. Those are things I really would like to get going and to have that for SRI. So sorry for the delay, just been crazy busy with all these analog missions, as well as we're going underwater as well, doing aquanautics. So just giving you that follow-up.
Sure. But however, your committee, that is the Living in Space, groups together several subcommittees, let's say, because one is the space medicine, and another one is space psychology by Celia. Another one is space food and green environments by Tom Matula. Therefore, I hope that the three of you will be at a certain point able to put together your efforts and make a composite methodology for the committee, and encompassing these three arguments at least. About our draft agreement, I am working yesterday and today. I was working on the two documents that you shared. The first one is an NDA, is a generic NDA that I am ready to sign. I will just submit it to our board meeting in 2 days in order to have approval of the board meeting, and then we can.
Oh, Adriano?
Yes.
That's fantastic, but I just want to make sure you have the updated version, because
Yes.
I filled in the sections that you requested. So
yes, I was going to talk about that. The second version of the NDA is not only an NDA, because it includes a part of a
MOU.
Yeah,
MOU, yes.
MOU. So I suggest that we have to sign two different documents. The first one is the general NDA, and the second one is a memorandum of understanding detailing what we want to do together. If you
Absolutely.
if you agree, please resend me the second document without the NDA part, only with the intended activity.
The MOU. Right. So we have a generic template for an MOU as well. So we'll just fill that in, and then we'll send it over as a Word doc so that you can fill in your section. And that's very simple.
Great. Yes, because maybe, there could be even something that we could add.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Fantastico. Bene, bene.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And you could see that I shared the online brochure. We got these missions as well. We're working in collaboration with Embry-Riddle University, Aerospace Department, and a lot of the professors are coming into this mission. And we're actually in the middle of writing several big multi-million-dollar grants with NASA and DoD with them. So that's something I think I would love to be able to bring in SRI as a potential, collaborator to be SMEs, to be consultants on these grants as well. But I know that there's, the difficulty, well, it's not difficulty really. It's just having to navigate that, your foreign entities. But there are ways to get bypass that, to be able to work with SRI, but I know that SRI, I don't know where it is right now with the US chapter. I don't know if that's activated, if that's still deactivated.
Okay, the US chapter is another thing that we have to. I hope we can discuss in our board meeting in 2 days, because we know nothing of what happened, because Corinne Graham intended to reorganize it and redefine the type, the C3, C3, yes, C3.
5013C, non-profit.
Exactly. Instead of C4, and so all these kind of things. But I have no news if any steps was done on that.
It will maybe I could reach out to her, but I know she's very busy. But if we had a 503C non-profit as the US chapter, it just makes it a lot easier to bring you on as partner collaborators in our NASA, and but also other grants too. So but it doesn't mean, no, Adriano, I don't want everyone to think that, just because you're not US, based, that we can't work with you. There are ways that we can work with foreign entities, but it's just difficult with regards to, allocating budget money, that's all. But there are ways around it. We could talk about that later.
Yes, yeah, okay. And so we don't know what and if Corinne is doing something. I think it would be worth some of you being in the US. So Susan, Wes, and Tom, and to maybe to talk with Corinne and see what is to be done, maybe to help her. I don't know, because
Yeah, it's I don't know the history of SRI US chapter, but I formed several 5013Cs. It's not that difficult actually to form a 5013C, and it doesn't take too long. But I just don't know the history, the legacy of the SRI's US chapter, and I know where it's at. Well, you never had a straight 5013C.
Okay,
You
no,
actually
I can
5013.
I can tell you in very short words. It was founded in 2016. It was defined as a C4 because our dear Manny Peretz was the president. He named it as a C4 in order to make lobbying to the Congress, to the U.S. Congress, because the C4 status allowed to make lobbying. So he brought the U.S. chapter inside the Alliance for Space Development, where other maybe 12 organizations are inside, and he was trying to develop these activities of lobbying to the Congress. So this is why it was defined as a C4. But in several discussions that we had after the Congress, the 2021 International Congress, we had several discussions about the US chapter, and we decided to change the status to C3 in order to be allowed to collect funds and donations and sponsors, etc.
Right, and membership and stuff. Yeah, I know. I was there in that meeting last year or a year and a half ago talking about it. So yeah, just want to see if we could move that forward, and it'll be a lot easier, and I would be very happy to bring in SRI US chapter to get funding, right, from our grants, and be partners and collaborators. Anyway, I don't want to take up the rest of the time here. I just want to give some updates, and that I'm totally, on board. I really want to get the space medicine, med tech workshops, virtual, under SRI as well. And get that up and running, because we're already doing that here for multiple years.
Okay.
But, anyway.
Excellent. So good. This was my point on general methodology. I don't know if somebody want to have to add something, to make some considerations, some comments. Look, from the silence, I never understand if everybody is in agreement or everybody is skeptic.
Tired. No,
or everybody is confused.
It's confused.
Yeah.
No, I think everybody's listening, but there's a lot of things going on, and I think, yeah, probably I need a little time.
Okay. Good. So maybe we can go ahead. The calendar of the meetings. Okay, let's have a check to the calendar. I think everybody already saw it, but let's take a look again. Look. By the way, okay, where is our calendar? Is on the Academy website. I put it in the chat as well. Okay. And it is in the page of the committees. here it is. So this is the general calendar for 2020, well, the rest of 23 and the whole 24. So we have different colors for each committee. So this is the target young generations. This is the 18 SDG. So we have the space love tomorrow. 18 SDG, the 6th of December. Target young generation, the 10th of January. The transport mining industry and orbital debris and NEOS in February. Then we have the SRI board in February. Space habitats in February. Committee chairs in February. 18 SDG again, and so on. So we have planned about 3 meetings for each committee in 2024. As I said, we don't need to have too many meetings. Important is to develop the work. Therefore, okay, these are the, I am asking all of you to take a look maybe tomorrow to see if any date is conflicting with something else, okay? And if you find some conflict, please send an email or a WhatsApp or what you, it's more easy, more convenient. It's, okay.
Okay, 1 second, 1 second. Okay. Okay.
Good. So I think we have covered. No, there is a last point. It's very important. Recruiting to our committees and to SRI. Let's consider our committees as an entry rooms to SRI. Our committees are open even to non-members. So I think it's all our interest to invite non-members to participate to our committees, and while they are working with us, of course, convince them to register as members. And yes, this thing is also something we should make, however, to invite colleagues and friends to join SRI. But I think that having committees is easier to invite people to some meeting and to invite to collaborate, to work with us, and therefore to raise our membership. We are now 135.
Wow.
I had hoped that within 2023 we would be 200. We are
Wow.
we are still far from 200, but not that far, because
Not that far.
let's say that if we invite,
Adriano,
yes,
Adriano, so I have a proposal with regards to membership. I would love to, so just, and that's everyone's board members here, so it's good. So it's just top of my head, because I'm actually the chair of the Life Science Biomedical Engineering branch of Aerospace Medical Association, and I do the same with them. So with our analog training, with our crews and our participants, we give them a discount to join the LSBEB branch of ASMA, right? And so I'm just saying that if I can bring in at least maybe 20 new members to SRI, and I'm just suggesting, can I get a discount for the members so that, you know, it's a kind of like batch membership that I can bring on. So for now, you know, we've basically got 5 missions coming up. So that's nearly 50 new participants in our missions in the next 3-4 months. So I could say, okay, well, you know, I can say to them, by the way, I'm on the SRI board, and we got memberships, and because you're coming through this training, we can give you membership as a discount for everyone. So I'm just throwing this for you to think about. And if you agree, you know, give me a price point, like what's the discount for per member? If I could say I can bring in maybe 10 batch at a time, you know, 10 new members, we'll give it to them, you know, for 1 year, and then they can decide if they want to continue. But that's my suggestion. That's what I do with the ASMA, the Aerospace Medical Association, LSBAB. So there's something you think about, and I think it's very aligned with what we're doing here, you know, with the communities that we're reaching out to, right, in astronautics, and it's all space. So I think they would be very interested. So anyway, I'm just thinking that top of my head to be able to expand the membership of SRI. Think about it and come back and
okay.
let me
No, I can tell you something right now. Our membership fee is very low because it's only 24 euros per year, and for students or jobless people is only 12. Therefore, I don't know what we can discount on such fees. That is, I think it doesn't mean anything if I take away 2 euros from 24 or 1 euro from 12 euros. You know, this is one thing. The second thing is that our normal membership registration is on PayPal for a recurrent yearly payment. Therefore,
I get it. But say as a business person, right? So you're like trying to do promotion, you're trying to do marketing, right? So you've got to be able to say, all right, if you're going to bring in, I'm just. So I'm making a suggestion how you can bring on more people to be members, because then they feel, oh, okay, I'm getting a special discount, and I'm coming in as a batch, you know, with this to join this organization. So I'm going to test it out, but I'm coming in because I've been referred through this partner. Go ahead. I'm just throwing out ideas, by the way. It doesn't mean I agree with what you're saying, right? But I'm just saying, as a business person, when you're trying to do a promotional marketing campaign, right, they got to feel like they're getting something, you know. That's all I'm suggesting, you know. But definitely it's very low. I get it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, we could do something like that, maybe to make a package of 20 registrations.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly.
Paid all together.
Yes.
With a direct bank transfer.
Right.
But this is, you know, like when you get a new contract from your telephone provider, and you say for the first year is 20 euros from the but next year you will register for 24 euros.
It goes back to the normal what everybody pays, but for that promotional marketing campaign, right? It's incentivizing. Well, I'm getting something special, okay, and blah blah blah. And so that's kind of what I'm thinking, you know, from sort of like a marketing promotional thing. And so if you agree, if everybody agrees, you know, we can talk more about it. And then I mean, I definitely know that the next crew, the last crew, they all want to join. And this next few crews, they probably want to join SRI, but most of them don't know about it. So I have to do some, like overview of what SRI is, you know. So, but I'm sure they will be interested.
But the majority of your students are working people, or
they're mixed. Students? So we only target professionals, career professionals, and graduate students. So we work with the universities, US. We're actually going to be going back to UK, forming our companies in UK. So we're working with some UK universities, but we also work with commercial corporate sectors. So these are, individuals who are interested or want to do their research in this sort of setup. So it's a very eclectic group, but they're all very professional. That's what I'm saying. We don't target high schools. We don't,
I will write you an email tomorrow with a proposal.
Sure.
More or less, it could be 20 euros for professionals and 10 euros for students.
Okay, that's great.
No?
Yeah,
And
I think that's great. I'm just, maybe the boards here, what do they think?
in this way,
Yeah,
let's think this way.
consensus.
Put 20 of them together, make a direct bank transfer, and they will be just for 1 year. With the
Perfect, but
possibility to
so I'm sure they have to fill in some form, and because that's what, so that they have something that to say that they are members through this. So anyway, we can talk more of the little details, because normally what I do with LSBB is that we do the batch thing, and then everybody gets a form. It's a template form. They fill out their information and they sign it, and that says, okay, there are members for 1 year. So something that it gives them, something that they can say, well, I'm officially a member, right? Because I made the payment, but what does it show that I'm a member? Anyway, that's something that I do. I'm just making suggestions.
I will send you an Excel form with with several columns with fields similar to the ones that you compile when you register online, and people will just fill in their data inside.
Perfect. That's great. Thanks, Adriano.
Thanks to you. Okay. Good. Well, thanks everybody.
Wait. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much, and
see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye. Good night. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.